back on the grand final stage. And it's a milestone game for Tamika Upton. Game number 50 today. Could she become the first ever player to win 5 NRLW premierships? She's already the first ever two-time Dahlia medalist.
She's also won the Karen Murphy medal twice. Could it be 3? I've tipped her for a 3rd, but I've tipped her on the other side of the scoreline with the Roosters coming away with victory. The task got a little bit harder in the last 24 hours for the Tricolours, who go through the season undefeated as they run out onto the field now, led by Isabel Kelly, who has been inspirational all year.
12-0. Will it be a lucky 13th here on grand final day? Olivia Koenig, the star of the show in last year's grand final with 2 tries. She's the Dahlia medalist from last year as well. Won the Nellie Doherty medal for the best player in the Origin series. And the Broncos will be trying to stop her influence.
I think she's a really big key for the Sydney Roosters today, Olivia Koenig. Obviously no Tara Nathan. She went down with that ACL injury a few weeks ago, and it just gives them that extra ball playing option when they do come into the attacking part of the field. Obviously a strong runner and ball carrier as well, but that balance between the two. She'll have a blinder, Olivia Koenig. She always stands up in these big games. Referee
Belinda Sharp has been here, done that. 4th grand final for her out of 8 in the history of the NRLW.
Stay outside!
Away we go in the grand final. The Broncos kicking things off. Who wants to bring it back? A big pass back to centre field they come. And the Broncos, 4 tacklers involved to stop Breema Butler. Here's Jazzy Strange hunting 3 consecutive grand final wins. 1 with the Knights, 1 with the Roosters, and looking to go back-to-back with the Tricolours. Here's Poulet. Strong ball runner. And Koenig on play number 4, as she does so often. Look at that, keeping the legs pumping up to halfway. The hero from last week, Kelleher. Complaints about the tackle, but it was all above board the way she was dragged down, so she's out of play. The kick instead comes from Davis, and down to Upton.
Well, the Roosters signalled their intentions very early. They're not going to play conservative football today. They shifted it right off the setup, and this defensive set is really backing up the start they had with ball in hand.
And they got the jump on the Broncos in that regular season meeting, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They've got a bit of an advantage too at the start of this game. You can just see the sun on that edge of the field. So if they can put the ball up, try and bring that in and use that as another weapon for their 5th tackle options, that could be huge.
So Brill comes into the starting lineup as the dummy half. Breeze Clark didn't play in that round 3 encounter. One of 3 Broncos changes from that team for today's encounter. Broughton's tumbler, they let it bounce, and the bounce is kind for Brill, but they wrap up the footy. That was important.
Yeah, great awareness by Jocelyn Kelleher to get around the footy on Destiny Brill there. It was a lovely kick from Gail Broughton. Just went off the edge of her boot, tried to put a torpy up, and they didn't want a bar of it.
So unsettling for the Roosters to lose Taina Navidi yesterday, and the captain's run right here. The unfortunate ACL injury, so both Aiken and Navidi sidelined. Mia Wood playing on the right wing, and she wasn't unable to get under that high ball there. Here's Narcior, missed last week through to suspension.
Well, the kick split the difference between the fullback and the winger, and I expect they'll keep going there. That's a knock on. And that is a shame, because there was a genuine opportunity down that left edge. You see the consternation on John Strange's face. They knew it was on.
They had some dramas with timing on that left edge last week when they played against the Cronulla Sharks. And the opportunity's there. They need to get that execution right.
They get it right. Isabel Kelly to Jamie Fressard. It can be devastating. So great field position here for Brisbane. Up on an angle goes Lauren Dam. In that round 3 meeting, she came on at half-time due to injury for McGrath West and really helped change the game. They get to Upton. It'll be important today to limit her time, and Narcior took it personally there.
Well, that's what they need to do. They've got to work hard out of marker, identify when she's around there, and get on her as quickly as possible.
Upton right in behind, and Brill eventually went to Nua Asala. She got the legs pumping. And momentum gained at the back end of this set. Knocking on the door of the Westpac red zone. Broughton to chip. Into space, gets the bounce. Gail Broughton slips it out the back, and damn! Oh, what defence! Brilliant defence by the Roosters.
Well, this is the scramble that we've seen out of the Roosters all year. They continually turned up. They did this last week a few times against the Sharks as well. That is genuine scramble. Just wanting to be there, rolling Dam over. She was over for all money, Lauren Dam.
Have a look who's in there. The winger, Mia Wood, she comes in and wraps up the footy. Jessica Surgis. And this is what's going to go a long way in this game. The effort, the fitness, I think will be crucial because it's really hot down there in the middle of the pitch. Now they get a handy penalty out of their own end.
What about that camera angle, by the way, off the crossbar to show that try saver by the Roosters? As we check in with Darren Lockyer, how are these conditions?
Yeah, afternoon, Speedy, and afternoon everyone home watching. As Alana alluded to, it's warm. It's 31 degrees, which is 3 degrees hotter than it was this time last year. And you see there's a breeze there behind the Roosters in this first half. But fatigue will play its part in this game.
Saw the Broncos coach a moment ago. Clive Churchill medalist 20 years ago in that win for the West Tigers over North Queensland. Scott Prince done a great job with the Broncos this season. John Strange has done it all now, coaching New South Wales to origin success. And Belinda Sharp making a statement here. Back-to-back penalties. Davis taps and goes, and Baxter had no one outside of it.
Well, they missed the jump there, that left edge. It was on again. They've got to be on to that. Opportunities are few and far between. You've got to be on that to take them.
What a hit by Robinson. The centre getting to the front rower. Now they swing it to the right. Surgis, dangerous. Gets rid of Hufunga and goes back to the fullback. Bridie Parker, the only Rooster to appear in all 5 of their grand finals. There's a 2-2 record. Koenig, centre field. Uses her fellow middle forward, and Poulet is driven backwards.
That's brilliant defence by the Broncos. Got up in the face, shut her down.
Davis at full speed. Great tackle by Teitzel to stop Koenig, who was at full speed. Back to the left they go. Kelleher cuts out a couple. Fressard has to come back infield. And the Broncos wrap up the footy as well. Both these teams defending exceptionally well early.
Yeah, it just looked like they rattled them a little bit, didn't they, the Brisbane Broncos, with their defence? Could see Olivia Koenig, she took the line on a couple of times, but only one option. Here's another bone rattler.
Away she goes, Julia Robinson. Extraordinary numbers week in, week out. And off the back of that, it's Kerry Johnson in her first year of rugby league.
This is tackle 2, and they're 45 metres out. They get a penalty to piggyback as well.
Play on, play on.
Brill just taps it and goes. And they're inside the 30.
Well, this is where the fatigue that Lockie was speaking about will start to set in. When the ball stays in play like this, with that heat, fatigue definitely becomes a factor very, very quickly.
Great offload. The front rowers combine. Nua Asala to Clark, and she gets an offload as well. Now Brigginshaw throwing the trademark dummies. Complains about a high shot, but it was okay. Where to now, says Destiny. And misses the mark. Broughton didn't panic. Up the loose ball. What about the footwork? Breaking the ankles of Jazzy Strange. And able to stand in the tackle. Better service that time out in front of Clark. Nearly stepped her way through with Brigginshaw right alongside. The Roosters hanging on here. Brill from dummy half. Flicks it out the back. Joseph doesn't score too many. Happy to set them up. Upton can work a short side. She's right in behind again. And Brill will go to Brigginshaw. Played at, and trapping and scrapping is Narciul.
Well, they scrambled brilliantly on that edge because they were stripped for numbers and they were on their heels that whole set. But Tessa Poulet, she just got stung in that previous contact. We'll see how she pulls up.
The Roosters have scored first in 11 of their 12 games this year.
Geez, that's good work by Narciul to pick that up cleanly.
Nua Asala told to get up after slowing that play the ball down. From inside the 40, she's capable of a 40-30. We saw that last week. She produced a 40-10, Kelleher, and her kicking game is oh so important today.
Well, it's still a clever kick. She didn't get the right angle, but she kicked it on the fourth. So we've been speaking a lot about this fatigue and how hot it is. Kelleher's just trying to turn the Broncos around, backing their defence. Look at this line speed and try and pin them down.
Hufunga from a standing start, trying to reef it out one-on-one is Surgis, and Hufunga got rid of her. Oh, brilliant run! Melee Hufunga over halfway. It's a run of 30 or 40.
Don't we have a brilliant centre pairing battle today? Hufunga versus Surgis, Kelly v Robinson. And it goes that way. Inside
ball for Upton, and they were ready. They didn't miss their assignment. A couple of forwards there, Narcior and Poulet. Dragged her down. Teitzel's through. Robinson at speed, can't get it to the winger. Important tackles made back-to-back by Narcior. Poulet struggling to get back in the defensive line right now. And they go to the left.
Great tackle, Jasmine Strange.
Upton trying to organise the attack while she's playing the ball. Briginshaw's kick. Knocked off balance by it. Maddock does well. Flicks it back to Robinson. It's still alive for a second kick perhaps from Briginshaw. Looks deep. How's the bounce? 7 tackles set for the Roosters.
Well, weren't they brave that set, the Sydney Roosters? Ever since we saw that run, here it is. Melee Hufunga. Jess Surgis was almost going for that one-on-one strip, a trademark play, but didn't get a grip on Hufunga, and she is such a powerhouse. Through the middle, they were on the front foot that whole set, but brave defensively from the Roosters.
Fressard in off the wing for work, known as the Energizer Bunny for the way she goes about it. Won the 2020 grand final with the Broncos in Roosters colours. And it's one out stuff for Baxter. Wants a bit more support because she's looking dangerous with ball in hand. Poulet's recovered after that defensive effort about 40 seconds ago. Slow to play it. Koenig for Kelleher. The special Ks combined. Now Parker. And great defensive read by Johnson, getting to Surgis, left wood unmarked.
Well, Jasmine Strange was left on the ground after that challenge. I think she was taken out off the ball.
Let's play on now for Butler. Third grand final for her with different clubs. Finds grass in behind here. Upton across in time.
Good kick.
Little kick from Davis.
Yeah, it's clever, and look what it did to Tamika Upton. It just took her away from all that time and space. They contained her in the back corner. Great work from Keely Davis, the dummy half.
Yeah, they've got to stay on that. If they force her to travel or they force her to pick it up off the ground, she's quite tall. So she has to slow down to do that. But if you just kick it, she catches it straight down her throat. She's dangerous.
Lena Ducey injected into the game after just 12 minutes or so. It was all about grand final day. Played in all of those wins in 18, 19 and 20. Also a 3-time national shot put champion. Briginshaw from inside the 40. Great hands. Back, it's rocked. Robinson again with a rattler. And Broughton tries to follow the lead. She flew out of the line.
I think it put a bit of energy into this defensive lineup for the Broncos. If we see this on replay, oh, it's an absolute bell ring.
Up the middle goes Koenig. Fresh legs off the bench. Loppermau is dangerous and steps out of another tackle. Takes on the fullback now. Oh, what an impact she makes off the bench.
Well, that shows the fatigue in the game.
And Koenig just held on, looking for the first try of the grand final. She's centimetres away. Scored 2 in last year's decider. Oh, great catch at close range into the breadbasket.
Lauren Dam. That was incredible. Keely Davis was scheming around that ruck, wanting to try and thread the needle, but Lauren Dam was having none of it. The goal line defence has been outstanding today, Lockie.
Yeah, but the Roosters are turning the screws. Other than the breaks from the centres for the Broncos, they just haven't really been able to get out of their end because of the line speed from the Roosters. They're starting to win that battle of field position.
Upton looks to her outside. Hufunga Going to put some footwork on again. This time Kelleher held her up. Surges looking to affect a handling error if she could. Upton down a short side. Stays alive. Uses Johnson, who's got speed. Beats one, beats two. Kerry Johnson flicks it out the back. That wasn't on, and Strange collects the intercept. Their best field position starting-wise in a while.
Yeah, they might not have got the first up contact right, but they kept scrambling, kept supporting defensively the Roosters, and they turned their defence into attack.
She's a winner, Jazzy Strange. 32-3 is her record in the NRLW.
Well, they've got to play football here, the Roosters. They don't just want to just bang a few up. They actually need to play football and try and put a bit more fatigue into this already fatiguing Broncos lineup, and that's a lost ball.
Lopamauer, the guilty party after a sensational first run.
Well, there was 4 minutes in play there, so that, again, highlights the fatigue alert. Often comes up with those errors and creates just those little opportunities. Let's go. Look how many Broncos jerseys there are in and around the ball.
There's that strength of Lenadusi. She scored tries in the 2019 and 2020 grand finals, so we stopped the clock there. 4 minutes and 13 it was. Adding to the fatigue factor here. First points are going to be oh so important. Funga just keeps the legs going.
She must have had 12 Weet-Bix this morning.
So Jada Ferguson on as well. With the 9 on her back. Taken out of the early skirmishes, and now a chance to thrive against some tired opponents.
Yeah, this is where she'll be really dangerous, and the Roosters' ruck defence is going to have to be on song.
Here she goes, weaving a passage. Oh, tackled, they say. Joseph felt the tackler drop off. And those 50-50 calls. Brigginshaw now. She's through. Oh, what a flick! And how did she hold on to that? Teitzel, brilliant juggle. Now Broughton through the hands. Pass behind Upton, made the adjustment. And the kick straight to Parker, fullback to fullback.
Well, aren't we being treated to some great football here? We've seen great goal line defence, we've seen some big hits, we've seen some great runs. Unfortunately, we've seen a few penalties, and this really does allow the Roosters a leg up out of trouble. And they're not willing to go for the kick. They're just going to tap and run, continue to put fatigue into this Broncos lineup.
Finishing the sets, so important in these big games. As Poulet gets a break, a well-earned one. And Macy Carlisle comes in for her first grand final appearance, one of the last Roosters signed for the 2025 season, and she's putting her hand up there, running off Jocelyn Kelleher.
Looked like Kelleher was setting up for a 40-30 on tackle 3, but the defence of the Broncos were wary of it.
Gee, they backed off on Kurdick, nearly paid the price.
Not the way to defend Olivia Koenig.
Joseph stuck the tackle one-on-one, importantly. Only gains about 10 metres into the sun, could be an issue, but Maddock made it look easy. It's her first grand final appearance as well. Comes from that touch footy background. Hayley Maddock on the right wing. Here's the left winger who made the switch from Rugby Union at the start of the year and finishes it on grand final day. Kerry Johnson.
Scored a brilliant try for them last week as well. Runaway try, Kerry Johnson.
Ufaga is in the mood. She's the star of the grand final so far, adding to her metres run. Up over 50 now for Melee. Speaking of weapons off the bench, Shalom Soaso.
That for a 1-2.
Primed for this stage. Ferguson finds her kicker. Brigginshaw out to the sun again. Where's the footy? A few of them look for. Oh, big hit. Timing was perfect. And the scraps for Hayley Maddock. They all get around Robbie Teitzel as well, who created the handling error, and the try is given.
Well, it was an incredible finish from the Brisbane Broncos and Hayley Maddock. First grand final appearance and turned up when she needed to. But that forward momentum on the Harvey Norman replay was all generated off that woman there, Mele Hufanga. She's been on absolute fire this first half. She set the momentum. Then they had Suaso off the bench. She took the next hit up. And they found the woman, the most experienced player, Ali Brigginshaw. She put up a contestable kick. Romy Teitzel with the pressure. And the winger got the 4 points.
Oh, I tell you what, it was a game of chicken. Who was going to break first? Who was going to come up with first points? And just some really smart work here. This is what I wanted to... I need to have a look at this because
under review.
I just want to see if Romy Teitzel touches this ball in the contact with Bridie Parker, because Parker had a pretty good handle on it. And it came absolutely flying out of this contact. She's getting some running repairs at the moment. But Teitzel timed it beautifully. She touches it there, comes off the hand. There we go.
Bridie
no
initially
try.
knocks on there, then comes off the right hand of Romy, which is a double knock on. The first breach will be against the Roosters. We've cleared any contact as it's a head clash as well. We have a decision.
So they're still right on the front foot, but those points come off the ball.
Mark.
Yeah, you breathe a sigh of relief. However, they continue to put the pressure on. They get a whole nother set of 6. A few running repairs to both players there after that little bit of a head clash.
What a look for Robbie. She didn't like it last week when she had the stitches put in that cut above the eyebrow. Did well to recover for Dally M Night, I must say.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what we do best.
They've had a couple of really effective kicking options, the Brisbane Broncos. That one was Ali Brigginshaw. Gail Broughton's had a little bit of variety in her kicking game as well. That torpy and the short little chip and chase.
So Bridie Parker, the fullback, is off. And Shorten Burton comes on. Might see Corbin Baxter go back to the fullback role.
Yep.
Does Teitzel have to go off for an HIA as well, I wonder?
I guess it depends what the independent doctor has said, because on field, I think the Roosters trainer said it was all clear, but Marley Silver will be all over it for us. She'll find out.
So they just rotate defenders here. Keely Davis goes into the 3 on the left-hand side.
We saw them do that a few weeks ago as well, after that unfortunate injury to Aiken, but here we go.
Upton with space, burns them! Tamika Upton has the first try in the grand final. This will stand for the 2-time Dally M medalist.
I think this is a perfect example of how well balanced, how smart and how fast Tamika Upton is. If we look at this on the Harvey Norman replay, it's from a set piece, midfield scrum, and she just identifies there's a little shimmy there in the defensive line by Kelleher and a slight, and I'm talking slight, extra space where the outside defender rocks out, creates that little bit of room that she slides through, and my goodness, she is pretty to watch when she runs the football.
What a shot this is. You just got to see Tamika Upton with a footy in 2 hands and just watching Jessica Surges. What are you going to do? I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Too late. See you later. The foot's down. Lockie, the fans would have loved that down there.
Yeah, midfield scrums. I remember defending them. They're one of the hardest to defend, especially when you've got a speedster like Tamika Upton up against you. When Jess Surges turned her back to the inside player, which was Kelleher, no, that was brave, because that's exactly what Tamika Upton was looking for. Jess Surges turns out and she goes.
And a straightforward look for Teitzel, who's stayed on. And this is the biggest deficit the Roosters have faced all year. The numbers are just staggering. That's 20 tries and 14 try assists this season. We're 12 and a quarter games in.
Yeah, well, she's so good. Oh, there's a knock on there. And we'll get to see the Roosters here get some attack on. But what we probably didn't talk about in that last play, The fact that Mela Hufanga has been so dominant with each of her runs, that's what gets the attention of Jess Surgis and slightly turns her out, gets her interested in that. And unfortunately here, Julia Robinson, looking to the sun, comes up with an error.
Marley, you have some breaking news.
Yes, we saw Bridie Parker come off after that head clash with Romy Teitzel a little bit earlier. It's been confirmed as a Category 2 HIA, meaning she'll have the full 15 minutes to hopefully pass this assessment, and if she does, she'll return with about 2 minutes to go.
Sorry, Marley. Jordan Burton looked like she was going to score. Damn, able to get there if she stumbled, but a big chance off the back of it for Narcior. They're trying to capitalise on the Robinson error from the kickoff. Biggest deficit they've faced all year. That's hard to believe, isn't it? 6 points. The Roosters trail by, unbeaten throughout the season. And depth here. They go to the lead runner, Strange. Out the back would have been interesting as Baxter was looping around. And Burton goes that way now for Corbin. Baxter! And the gap closed in time. Quick play the ball. Surgis finds Burton. Kelleher, little dab in behind. How's the bounce? Great hands.
Yeah, it was a nice looking kick. She shaped it well, but Ali Brigginshaw all over that one. This is crucial though, the Roosters' defence, their line speed. Have a look at the shape on this kick, just the outside. It's a nice little banana angle on it.
Brigginshaw, that bounce was hardly kind, took it at head height.
She's too good, Ali Brigginshaw.
Open the ribs up there for a little bit of a shot. Always a scary moment.
Sawaso protecting an unbeaten record in her young career, 9-0. She's backing up here. Nice run by Ferguson. They slow her down and test the referee's patience there on the last. And Broughton gets the kick away. Baxter is in that fullback role with Parker hopefully back in 15 minutes. Remember, Bridie Parker suffered that unfortunate ACL early in the 2021 grand final when the Roosters won the comp for the first time. Back inside Broncos territory already. Enjoying great field position at the moment as they try and bounce back from conceding the early converted try to Upton. Carlisle back on an angle. Look at that strong one-on-one stuff from Lenarduzzi. Burton's pass right on point for Kelleher. Narcior. Defence was backtracking and she looked for a trademark offload. No one was there.
I think I'd like to see that more. Get her one-on-one with Brigginshaw.
Kernick kicks. And again, the handling expert, this time from the other co-captain, Upton.
Oh, I think they've missed a little bit of a bobble there from Upton.
Doesn't that put the Broncos on notice? A little attacking kick from Olivia Kernick just to throw it into the mix. Here it is, 5th tackle, nice little grubber. Good chase as well.
That's a knock on.
Yep.
Good pick-up route. Eating your carrots. The Pacific's biggest sporting event returns in 2025. This is International Rugby League Unleashed. The Pacific Championships kick off on Saturday, October 18. Secure your tickets at nrl.com/tickets. Just looking to finish their sets at the moment, the Broncos. That 6-point edge. It's a tumbler from Broughton out to Mia Wood. Good safe take.
Well, that's the Roosters' defence, just again forcing the Brisbane Broncos. That instance, Gail Broughton to kick from inside her own half. Lockie spoke about turning the screws. That's what it's all about.
Just gone off in time, Keely Joseph. Isabel Kelly. Terrific run from the captain.
You can see that fatigue alert up over 4 minutes again. It's when their outside backs chime in as well from the Sydney Roosters. Isabel Kelly, Jessica Surgis. They roll their sleeves up and help out the middles.
Kernick thought she was running a decoy, I believe. She leads the comp this year in decoy runs and runs with the footy tucked under the arm. Loppemauer on the last, good awareness, got it to her kicker. Awkward bounce here for Johnson, left it behind and able to force it for a line dropout in the end.
Well, that's your second best result from a kick. It was a wicked bounce, wasn't it? Hit that turf on the last one, kicked up over the head of Johnson. And it was really smart there, actually, by Loppemauer to actually get the ball out where it needed to go, and they've just made another change here, the Sydney Roosters. That fatigue is definitely setting in, and good pressure by Surgis.
Gordon goes as far as she can. Bouncing away from Carlisle. Did well to track it down and take them back inside the Westpac red zone with a full set to come. Rima Butler refreshed, back for stint number 2. Koenig ready off the back of that. Burton goes to it. Koenig. They needed plenty of bodies there to slow her down. Great pass, on point, cut out pass. Bouncing ball to Fressard. They asked for a touch off the Broncos in amongst all that, and they didn't see it that way.
They should have got something because a Bronco got in the way there.
Might still be on Narcior as a makeshift winger in the Broncos defence. Outstanding once more.
Yeah, look who turns up yet again. Ali Brigginshaw turning up for a big defensive moment, getting some recognition from her teammate as well. She knows how crucial that tackle was. Slightly bigger frame than your average winger. Julia Robinson and Ali Brigginshaw. She got the good grip. Brilliant defence. Brilliant defence. What a great camera angle that is.
We've got every angle covered on grand final day. Robinson up the middle. Upton was right alongside for any potential offload.
Well, at the moment, the Broncos are just doing that better. When somebody's making a break or a half break, bending the line, they've got bodies there to take advantage of it, or the late offload. And this one,
so she's just light on her feet, isn't she?
Oh, you can play off the back of one of her runs every day of the week.
Still going, still no call of held. Now it comes. Give her 20 metres on that run. Teenage tearaway, back to Upton. Trying to spot some tired middles, but the Roosters respond again. Nice offload, back to Ferguson. Elects to kick. And Baxter tripped up. She's having some game for the Roosters. Corbin Baxter missed last year's grand final, rehabbing from an ACL.
Yeah, she's fantastic. She can play multiple positions too. Obviously has the 6 on her back while Bridie Parker is off with her HIA. She's a very, very classy player, Corbin Baxter. I can see Bridie on the bench there, so hopefully she'll be rejoining the fray soon.
It was 12 months ago. It was the farewell game for Sammy Bremner in the fullback role. Mistake here by the Roosters, and the Broncos have been sweating on this.
Yeah, she lost that one, Jessica Surgis. It's aggressive defence from the Brisbane Broncos. They know the threat of Jess Surgis and how powerful she is as a ball runner.
That's another little 1%er from Lauren Dam. Gee, she's a good footy player.
Well, can you believe she actually started as an outside back, wasn't getting a go, and she started this year as a second rower and has been one of their best players. Just having a look here, the Westpac red zone, the Roosters have had or enjoyed most possession there, but the Broncos, they're the ones that come up with points. And their scramble defence has been on song.
Good defence that time from the centre field scrum. With Upton looking for a pass outside of Broughton from the scrum. They're inside the Westpac red zone with ball in hand again. Upton still out on the right. Brigginshaw finds the fullback. Early ball here for the winger Maddock, and cleverly got away from that sideline early in the tackle count.
Maybe a little too early there, because you saw Isabel Kelly check and release.
Back to centre field for Shalom Soaso. Such a dangerous ball runner.
She didn't release that time. She was all over Soaso Kelly.
A little clunky this. Joseph sets them up in front of the uprights. Where to now, says Jada Ferguson. Broughton's got the call. Ferguson from dummy half. Spinning away over, thinks she scored, and the referee is going to give this try to the dummy half, her 4th of the season.
Well, we were expecting this the whole time that we saw Ferguson on the bench. We knew Destiny Brill would absorb a lot of that tension. She would absorb a lot of that pressure that started this game. And then Ferguson's footwork close to the line. She can identify there. Just here for the Roosters on the Harvey Norman replay, you can see those two markers. You can't have markers one behind the other when you're that close to the line. You have to split. You only have one marker. The other person has to sit in that A slot, which is right next to the play the ball. And Rimmer Butler just had to travel so far to try and get there and make the tackle. And Jada Ferguson, look at the eyes. She wasn't at that all day.
Of course, she's impressive, isn't she? Always looking to attack, whether it's from her own end. She's got a nice little attacking kick, but in that instance, she saw the opportunity in the space, as Rue said, between the marker and that next defender and just took it. But it's great to see those angles of what she's looking at. Now, that was no fluke. That was absolutely no fluke. Have a look at her. There's the space. And even when she was rolling over to finish it off, perfect. Brilliant footballer.
What a coaching masterstroke. Brill to start, Ferguson off the bench. It's all going to plan for Scott Prince. The Broncos lead 12-0. She debuted in 2021 as a Bronco, plays her first grand final today. And a kiss for good luck from her teammate.
Stay on!
Robinson, after that terrific effort, kept the ball carrying arm off the ground, importantly through it all, until slamming it down. Upton looks for a front rower and finds one in the end.
Please, please, front rower. Lockie, you would have loved that one down on the sideline.
Well, the Roosters kicked to the other side. They've been kicking to the left. They kicked to the right this time, and the Broncos didn't really know how to handle that. But the Broncos, they've got a good lead right here at the moment. They just need to get through their sets and get into half-time off of the Roosters. They'd love to get some points before half-time.
Oh, head rocks back on Joseph. Narcior and Carlisle combining.
You don't see that very often.
But Ferguson, oh! He gets rocked as well. This time it's Koenig. Trying to attack with their defence right now, the defending champs.
That's how you get yourself back into the game. You just got to hang on here, take it cleanly, set their set up.
Haven't seen back-to-back hits like that throughout the entire season. Oh, contest for the footy again. Baxter leaps high.
Yeah, she did well, Corbin Baxter, but another great kick from Gail Broughton.
Look at this.
Look at this shot again. Olivia Koenig.
That's a big left shoulder.
Well, she takes it personally. And the one thing I've been noticing about Olivia Koenig, she does it every game, but even in this heat, in a big game with extra efforts, her line speed has not wavered. She sets the line speed for the Sydney Roosters.
Could have gotten away there from Dam, who slipped into the tackle defensively. Kelly complains. Kelleher hunts a 40-30, and Upton is scrambling, gets there on the full. And she's got room to move. The chase is slow.
Yeah, I don't know if the left edge knew that kick was coming, but they have to be aware of it because that would have been part of their pre-game chat, would have been part of their prep all week.
It was the right call by Kelleher. No wingers were back, but Upton just able to cruise across with that long stride pattern of hers. Already a try scorer today, Tamika Upton. Here's Johnson off the left wing. Strong work over the top by Butler, trying to jolt that ball free. Did so in the end, creates the error.
It's a strong tackle, ball's lost.
She must have heard you. She's listening to the commentary at the same time.
You could see it was a deliberate ploy, the way she took her down. She did the hard work initially, and oh, that, gee whiz, that's worth a captain's challenge or not. You wouldn't win that, would you?
No, I don't think so. They talk about the cupping action and the stripping action. Like, there was action, or there was contact on the ball, but it wasn't those usual actions that we would see for a strip.
Rewarded for the strong tackle was Butler. Can they capitalise here in maybe their last set before half-time? Unbeaten this year. 12-0, the Roosters haven't lost since midway through last season. They're on an 18-game winning streak. Narcior at speed, and they've just nullified her threat. Teitzel's been magnificent defensively against Narcior in the headgear. So they get expansive here. On play 5. Oh, no look pass. It was set up beautifully and Parker left it behind back into the game, the fullback.
That is a beautiful play. When it comes off, it is spectacular. The space was there, execution slightly off by the tricolours. But Mela Hufanga, oh, hang on, she's offside.
Offside, take your pick. Hufanga's got the right call. She's saying, hang on a minute, she's offside.
I'm with Mela.
Yeah.
I'm getting a T-shirt. I'm with Mela.
So they'll get one full set here, perhaps, if they pack their side of the scrum quick enough.
It was a good play by Kelleher. See, this little play. She just identifies, she engages Lauren Dam. The space is there. You just see there, Bridie Parker was slightly too late to the gap, and great Gail Broughton shut it. But I like that Jocelyn Kelleher went for the strip there. It was definitely on.
It was 12-0, and it's the last set of the half. If they get into field goal position, would you slot one here?
I think if they get there, why not? Why not? But they might not be thinking that. They could be thinking try.
With Upton in the team, I'm sure they're thinking try. And Clark has given them every opportunity. What a run this is. They're hunting a lot of strips, aren't they, the Roosters? And they're allowing extra metres as a result. Now they look to click into gear. Upton tracked it down, but the read was there.
That was Bridie Parker. That was brilliant.
Yeah, they've left Baxter in the fullback role for now. Parker defending in the line.
Another great shot.
They won't get this play, the ball away in time. And that's half time. The Roosters with it all to do, but they know about second half comebacks in grand finals. Think what the Sharks did to them last year. But at the break, it is Brisbane 12, the Roosters 0. Unbeaten this season, have come out with a game plan to try and turn this thing around. Kelleher kicks things off to start the second half. And it's an awkward bouncing ball. Remember, they knocked on from a kickoff in the first half, the Broncos. This time Clark able to bring it back safely. She's 10-0 this year, Bree Clark. She missed the round 3 loss to the Roosters. Head-to-head between these two clubs is fascinating. The Broncos won the first 6. The Roosters have won the last 5. We've been crunching some numbers after that first half, Ruth.
Yeah, I was just having a look at what it looked like on paper, and unfortunately for the Roosters, they missed 36 tackles in that first half, so that's going to put a lot of fatigue into that defensive system, because you have to work overtime when you miss a tackle. Broncos only missed 18, and there's been a significant number of errors in that first half by the tricolours too, as the Broncos work their way out of their own half.
Brigginshaw did well. Wasn't a great pass from the dummy half. Late offload was handy though, and Broughton has space to exploit, so light on her feet and can't get rid of Strange.
Well, that's something else that also helped them in the first half, that second phase footy, the offloads from the Brisbane Broncos. Just constantly making that Roosters defence work hard.
Got the numbers for you on that one too. 7-0 to the Broncos. Offloads in the first half.
Yeah. Baxter in the fullback role after Parker spent time off for the HIA, and they've made that switch permanent now.
Well, she looks at home, that fullback, Gordon Baxter. She does a really great job at helping that defensive line in particular, and is safe under the high ball. I like the move from the coach, John Strange.
Oh, handling error and complaints immediately. Surgis wants a captain's challenge, and Isabel Kelly will back up her fellow superstar. Throws it upstairs.
Lucky. Got a captain's challenge.
Interesting one.
Oh, yeah.
On-field decision is a knock-on. They're claiming it was stripped on tackle 3.
Chris Butler is in the bunker, and this is what you were explaining in the first half, Roo.
Yeah, well, the left hand of Bree Clark is around the ball, but well, let's listen to the bunker on this
See
one.
at this point here, Keely's locked on the ball, affecting a tackle. Jess releases the ball. There's no stripping action from Keely. The captain's challenge is unsuccessful.
I think it was Bree Clark in there.
Yeah, Surgis is stunned, but the captain's challenge is gone when you're playing catch-up.
You can just see her shaking the head there. But this is another great opportunity for the Broncos, who look very energetic this whole game, absorbed a lot of pressure from the tricolours, and the only ones to score points.
The Broncos have 8 players with grand final experience. Mela Hufanga might just be in Karen Murphy calculations after her game so far.
So damaging. Even just that footwork there, that chews off an extra 3 or 4 metres.
The Roosters have 11 players with grand final experience, but it's remarkable the turnover since last year's grand final side. 8 changes in all, without the likes of Sammy Bremner, Taryn Aiken and Millie Elliott among those 8. Inside the Westpac red zone, the Broncos, midway through the tackle count, looking to extend their 12-point lead. Broughton, Upton, great read by Surgis, had to make the one-on-one tackle and did.
What a dangerous combo that is. Broughton and Upton on the left edge. The way Broughton takes the line on.
Dam sets them up on the last. We'll go to the open side. Soaso at speed! And the teenager is stopped. The upright helped out the Roosters a little.
Yeah, but I tell you what, that's brave. Keely Davis put her body right in front of Shalom Soaso and did not take a backward step. Got up under the football. If we see it on replay, here we go, look at this. Just puts her body in front and just hangs on. Great cover from the inside too.
Short side here for Nasior. Saw plenty of ball in that first half, and there's a makeshift winger at one stage. There's Hufanga leading the way.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Mele Hufanga. Some of her runs have been so damaging. Julia Robinson, well, she's always up there. And the only Rooster, Olivia Koenig, of course.
Soaso close to racking up the ton off the bench. Oh, nice pass, Kelleher. Again, deception in it to go to Strange. Pretty flat, but just okay. She plays it on the last. Kelleher tries to float one and wobble one down to Upton. Oh, it got away from her late, but she made the adjustment as she so often does.
I like that sleight of hand between Jasmine Strange and Jocelyn Kelleher on that right. We saw it a couple of times in the first half. Not to as great effect as what we saw there, but the Broncos' defence, they're just shutting everything down that the Roosters are throwing at them.
Johnson. The Kiwi. Water bottles are out there, and plenty of Broncos are taking a swig on it less than 5 minutes into this second half. Energy sapping conditions, but Hufanga just keeps on going and keeps on taking on tacklers. Beats another couple.
What's her post-contact meters like? They're probably at the same as her run meters.
Here's Brigginshaw. Teitzel. Nice team defence again by the Roosters. Broughton. Ran behind a teammate. That was okay, obstruction-wise, said the referee. Upton chases here as Baxter comes down with it once more.
Well, that's twice now Corbin Baxter's gone to the air when she's felt that pressure, and that's a really brave take because you really open yourself up if the chasers get it wrong. But she's done very well out the back, shutting down those kick threats by the Broncos.
Look how condensed they are, the Sydney Roosters. You've got the outside backs coming in to help them get out of trouble. A few getting a spray of water out the back. They're gassed, but they've got to find another gear.
On the outside, Surgis burns Hufanga. There's no teammates. Jess has to try and do it all her own, and Upton chopped her down, but they've got momentum now with 2 plays left. Back to centre field they go from one side to the other. Kelleher on point for Kelly, the other centre. And ball knocked loose. Referee says knock on. And there's no captain's challenge, of course.
Yeah.
The Broncos have done well to defuse another threatening situation.
Well, it was incredible. And first it was all of that Jessica Surgis run on the outside. Coach John Strange is filthy with this. But they scrambled. They turned up in numbers. Julia Robinson. And they gave away that challenge earlier on. So no right to contest it. And they need a little bit more of that. Jessica Surgis in space. That was pretty.
Well, she left Mela Hufanga behind. She left that whole left edge behind defence of the Broncos, actually. But that was definitely on for a challenge there. That was knocked backwards at worst by the Roosters.
Ruan Sims in commentary played the first time these two teams squared off in a grand final, 2018. It's the 3rd time the Broncos and Roosters have gone at it on grand final day. The Tricolours hoping it's 3rd time lucky.
It was just as hot that day as well. My goodness.
Clark, she's having a storming game as well. The 30-year-old front rower. Clark, Sazolka, And so also the inclusions from the round 3 game. Hufanga did well to take that, adjusting her line, and nice read off the wing, Mia Wood.
Yeah, good recovery that Gail brought to Tamika Upton. Very dangerous.
Brigginshaw floats this one. And Baxter unfazed.
It probably wasn't the kick Ali was looking for there. Probably wanted to pop it up a little bit higher and allow her chasers enough time to get down there and put some pressure on Baxter.
Nice flat pass from Kelly. Got it to Fressard. Now can they get their breath back in the lungs of Surgis on that right-hand side? Gee, the play of the ball was awkward. And given the all clear.
It was an angry play the ball.
Fressard firing up. 40-30 potential against her body from Kelleher. Didn't quite work the angle. Now it's working for her. And Upton nearly got awkward.
Kicked it on the 3rd too, Jocelyn Kelleher.
Oh, what a return. Is there a hair pull in amongst all that? Upton dragged back. It is illegal to grab an opponent by the hair, of course. Johnson putting a hand up for more work. If you're unaware, the Roosters have a debutant on the bench, Jade Herdigen. She's a half. I wonder how John Strange is thinking about using her. Is it only cover for an injured player, or can she get out there and try and spark this attack? Koenig's made her fair share of tackles.
Unsurprising to see her and Joseph in the top 3 for tackles made. Both workhorses, but this is fresh legs here, Lenarduzzi. Offload. This has been causing trouble for the Roosters all day.
And Clark stood in the tackle for a little while. No one running off her shoulder. She plays it on the last. Ferguson already a try scorer. Oh, she tried to combine with Brigginshaw, and the try saver affected by Koenig, I reckon.
Well, it was the right idea. Olivia Koenig with the big play. Jada Ferguson, she knew the middle part in and behind the ruck to try and target, because they had some really nice small interchange of passing, so the Roosters' defence was quite separated. She took off, and Olivia Koenig, she turned up in the big moment yet again.
Well, it was a 30-second tackle, but I'll tell you what, it was probably her most important one of the game so far. It was Jada Ferguson. She already made her intentions clear. She scored early, almost did the same thing again.
Kelly on the same side as Surgis briefly, couldn't combine with her fellow centre. We're just under a month away until the glitz and glamour descends upon Flemington for the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Join us from Saturday, November 1, starting with Derby Day, live and free on 9 and streaming on 9 now. Lockie.
Well, I think Scott Prince, the message at half-time would have been to win that first 10 minutes or give them nothing, and they've done that well, the Broncos. I just think that the Roosters might need to find some offloads. Oh, hang on.
Intercept was on for Maddock. Roosters get a fresh set as a result.
And this is where maybe some offloads to create that second play for the Roosters might just sort of unsettle the Broncos' defence.
We saw Surgis burn Hufanga on the outside. Can they set that up at will, the Roosters? Is that their likely avenue to get their first points in the grand final?
Well, they can set it up at will because they've got that. She's got that pace to be able to skirt around them, and they'll identify if the defence is too tight and compressed that they can get away with that.
Team bus on the way for the NRL grand final. Here's Parker around Hufanga. Upton in cover. Fullback on fullback. Parker gets there. And the Roosters are right back in the grand final.
Oh, what an incredible moment for Bridie Parker. And didn't she play her role perfectly? All off the back of the scrum, they had really nice shape. Now, this is the thing about the Sydney Roosters. They've got plenty of attacking weapons. Harvey Norman replay, Corbin Baxter. She made sure that Gail Broughton stayed tight. And Bridie Parker, she got on the outside of Mele Hufanga and then just took on that edge. She beat Tamika Upton. She did an incredible job, and the first points for the Roosters.
yet again, a midfield scrum, we see points straight out of it, straight off that scrum. It's a really great set play. And look at this angle. You see that's what gets run almost every single set of 6 in every football team in the world. Just your simple block play, but you can just see when there's a little bit of extra space and a little bit of extra pace, how that happens. And they just identify and isolate Melo Hufanga there, who's done some great work in attack. They've just isolated her a couple of times now. Jess Sturgis burned her, and on this time it's Bridie Parker. But the work of Upton defensively keeps Bridie Parker out wide, and Joss Kelleher has a tough kick.
Poised on 99 points for the season, makes it a memorable 101.
Stay on here. Stay on. Make sure we're on here.
It's game on in the grand final. Converted try. What a kick from the sideline from Jocelyn Kelleher to make it a converted try. The difference. Shallow kickoff. Straight to Davis. It gives the Roosters a decent starting position here. Melo Hufanga been brilliant with ball in hand, but defensively has been exposed twice in this half already. They've got Sizolka on the bench. Do you give Melo a spell?
Well, you could probably give her a bit of a breather because they've got plenty of pace, the Sydney Roosters, and fitness as well. I mean, she's a weapon. You'd bring her back on without a doubt in your interchange, but she does look like she's under a lot of stress and fatigue defensively. Even just look at that. See that defensive line? She stayed back. Gail Broughton got up. Just that little disconnect. It doesn't take much for the Sydney Roosters to identify that and attack again.
Can they go bang bang, the Roosters? Oh, Davis slipped through a high-looking tackle off the shoulder, said the referee, by Brigginshaw. Inside the Westpac red zone, Baxter, one-on-one tackle from Ferguson. Brilliant.
Yeah, that boot needed to get to ball there because the defensive line was up. Tamika Upton was up as well. There was a little bit of space in behind, but just great line speed from the Broncos to shut that threat down.
Slow play the ball for Robinson. Broughton through the dummy with the defence up quickly in the face of Hufanga. Hufanga goes into dummy half instead. And they stop her this time. Dragged down by Poulet.
Well, surprisingly, the Roosters didn't go back to that well in that set of 6 to try and isolate Hufanga again. And you just see that because she didn't have to do any work that set of 6, how much energy she had for that run.
Brigginshaw. Oh, pass was a poor one right behind Nua Asala, who knocked it on.
Well, isn't momentum starting to swing a little bit? You can just see that fatigue. That hasn't gone anywhere, but the Sydney Roosters up in the face of the Broncos. A poor pass from Ali Brigginshaw. It slipped out of her hands. And the opportunities here again. A scrum. It's a massive opportunity for the Sydney Roosters, even just to get them on the front foot and play off the back of it.
And they open up more and more space on the right-hand side by coming over to the hash mark 20 metres in here.
Yeah, I love a scrum off this area, especially when you've got the pace that they do. And look at the way they've loaded up. They've got 2 on this short side and only 1 Broncos defender. Brigginshaw's going to have to work overtime if it comes down the short edge.
And the Broncos leave Hufanga in the same spot defensively. Oh, flat pass. Touchy was right in line. He was okay with it. And Hufanga helped make the tackle. More Westpac red zone numbers. Pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah, it's evening out now. The Roosters are creeping even closer to that Westpac red zone. The key is for the halves to dig into the line. That was their last try off the scrum. Corbin Baxter went right in and had options off the back.
Koenig using Poulet as a decoy. Now the offload could be handy. Loppemauer just back on. Will take some stopping here. Eliza Loppemauer! Did she get there? I think she did. And a chance to level it with the kick. A remarkable turnaround here.
Well, just those fresh legs off the bench again. She had that same impact, energy through her legs, Loppemauer, when she came on in the first half. But on the Harvey Norman replay, just have a look at the setup and watch Olivia Koenig dig into the line, She finds a nice little offload. This is the best angle to show the space that created, but it also puts the defence on notice. And they were standing a little bit too flat, just watching. Great hands. That created the spaces. The offloads have been causing dramas all day. It was the Broncos.
Oh, a little bobble there, but she regathered it without a touch from a Bronco, I fancy.
Wow.
As long as it doesn't touch a Bronco. But I actually have concern in the previous
first
play.
one.
I have concern when it was all happening. Chelsea Lenadusi hit the deck, and I think there was contact with a Roosters player. So I'd love to see try confirmed, but I feel like the bunker is going to be taking a close look at this.
Now, Belinda Sharp is behind the goal kicker, which is normally a good sign for the try-scoring team.
Look, she's walking closer. Look what you've done. You've spoken it into existence.
What did you see here?
Contact. See, I think Lenadusi goes in to try and put a shot on Poulet, but then the contact with Poulet knocks Lenadusi over.
Yeah, so she's not tackling Poulet. She's trying to tackle Koenig and is knocked out of the...
Well, no, I think she's tackling Poulet on suspicion and then realises that it's not on.
What an incredible effort. What an incredible effort from Lopamau to be able to contain that Lockie.
But anyway, the Roosters, a bit of momentum. You get one try, you can get another one, and they've done that. It's game on. What a finish got coming up.
Kelleher levels the scores. It promised so much, and it's turning into an incredible grand final, all locked up. 12 points unanswered in this half from the Sydney Roosters, who've forgotten how to lose. 406 days since they've been beaten. If they make it 19 wins in a row, and they do it without Taryn Aiken today out with the ACL, they would equal the Rugby League record set by the 1975 Roosters and the Storm of 2021 with 19 wins in a row.
Oh, they actually did it earlier in the year. They won without Taryn Aiken against the Broncos. However, they'd love to have her in the team. She's a class player. She'd be very proud of what her teammates are putting together this second half.
She won the Karen Murphy medal last year on grand final day for the best player. Shifting to the right again. Who wants to tackle Lopamau? Stands in the tackle. Back to Koenig.
So no offloads in the first half from the Sydney Roosters, and already twice in that one.
Really late one as well, and Lopamau. They take her down. But look at the tackle count. We're only midway through it. All the momentum with the Sydney Roosters. And that's an important tackle. But Maddock dropped off. Kelly left her behind. Maddock saw. Back to the right they go. Another juggle. And they hold on through Parker. Still tackles up their sleeve. It's on here. Surges! Mia Wood! And they lead the grand final. Who saw this coming at halftime?
I did. And I'm not just saying it because I tipped them. But you can see when the tricolours, when they get on a roll, they have that ability, and I really would love to have been a fly on the wall in that halftime address by John Strange, because I know he would have got them up for this second half. And you can see in the way they've started off just how well they're going. Harvey Norman replay, they've gone back to the well that was working for them in that first half. They drew Mela Hufanga into marker. They had a bit of space out wide. And then Mia Wood does beautifully to get the ball down under some significant pressure by Lauren Dam. But the tricolours, you can never discount them.
Well, they've done such a great job at bringing fatigue into the Brisbane Broncos. The Brisbane Broncos with all the offloads, better completion in the first half of footy, and now the tides have turned. They've been offloading. That was how they got on the front foot. Olivia Koenig heavily involved just to get that ascendancy through the middle, get the territory, and then they hit their strike weapons. Very well executed footy, but it's the fatigue they're bringing into the Broncos that's really hurting them at the moment.
Well, she's played every game this year, Mia Wood, but came into the starting lineup after that unfortunate news for Taina Navidi yesterday, who did her ACL in the captain's run, and she scores her 5th try of the year. And Kelleher convert again. Bangs another one over. And now the Roosters lead by 6. Can they complete the perfect season? Here come the Broncos, ready for tonight's NRL Grand Final. Taking on the Storm. You'll see it exclusive live and free on 9 and 9 now from 6:30 p.m. right after the news. Here comes Reese. Reese Lightning. Walsh ready to put on a show on the Grand Final stage. Lockie?
Well, as we said, the Broncos are starting to make their way here, but for the Broncos right now, at half-time they probably thought they were in a commanding lead. They were probably thinking about, this could be our year, but they've got to go and win it again now. They've got to try and arrest this momentum back and get themselves in a position. I think it's got to come from the centres or Tamika Upton.
And they keep Hafanga on, and Sazolka just sits there on the bench wondering if she'll ever be used. Brill is back on for Jada Ferguson. So another rotation in that dummy half role. Parker, one of the try scorers.
Yeah, good work next to the ruck there, just mining a little bit of space.
Lopamauer has changed this game.
Well, they're just letting them run, the Broncos. They've got to find that extra gear and get up, put them under some pressure.
Kelleher, wrong option that time. And look who picks it up. Another turning point in the grand final. Julia Robinson will race away, and we're about to be all locked up again. Can this grand final get any better?
Oh, look at that Broncos crowd right behind them, all up out of their seats. Well, we heard it from Darren Lockyer on the sideline. It was either going to be Tamika Upton or one of their centres. And Julia Robinson, Harvey Norman replay. She was the one that came up with the play. They were up in the face, put them under pressure. Defensively, Ali Brigginshaw and Julia Robinson, she picked up the scraps. She did a great job for a kicker as well, between the sticks. She's got through so much work this game to still have that much energy, pace. Unbelievable. They had no chance of stopping her.
Yeah, I think the play there for Kelleher was actually to dummy to that lead run and take the line on, because Teitzel had slipped off her. There was a little bit of space starting to open up on that inside shoulder. And as soon as the ball goes to ground, this is what every coach wants to see. They want to see hunger, they want to see desire to get on the football. And that's exactly what Julia Robinson showed. And right from when she picked it up, it was all in the eyes, wasn't it? She knew she was going the distance.
Is it the same situation as that first half try that was picked off? In contact, is there a double knock on here?
Oh, let's have a little squeeze, shall we?
Yeah, I think we might be coming back at, should be Broncos ball, but they might need to go 60 again. Belinda Sharp is not letting this conversion take place. And the clock should really be freezing, shouldn't it?
Well, they'll rewind it.
Okay.
They will go back to where it was.
So we need to go back and look at the drop pass from the Roosters. Here we go. Kelleher throws the pass, and Brigginshaw, her hand, does it touch it here?
Oh,
yes, it does.
Well, that's twice now.
And is there even a knock on against the Roosters, I suppose? It's off the hip of Davis. So is it Roosters fresh set?
Guys, under review.
Well, it's a knock on, yeah, because if
Looking for
it
a
doesn't
touch
touch
from
the
the
hand
Broncos.
of a Rooster, and if it comes out of the hand forward, then you can't rule on a forward pass. So, yeah.
We've got an on-field ruling of a forward pass Roosters, which is the first breach. Now hits the left hand of Ali, which is a knock-on. We have a decision.
So they called forward pass, so it will be Broncos ball, and maybe it touched the elbow anyway of Keely Davis for a double knock-on.
Forward pass first.
Well, I would have liked to have heard the call back when it happened, because that actually, I would then pay that and say, all right, you're going to stand on this, that's good. And it's the right call, it was a forward pass. So I would like to have had the touch judge be really firm with that one and call that out and say forward pass and pull back the runner.
I think there'll be plenty of people at home shaking their heads, similar to John Strange there.
At least he can find the humour in it.
Yep.
The good thing is they remain 6 points in front. And there's only 13 minutes to go. As Rue said, that clock rewinds after that inspection by Chris Butler in the bunker. got Ethan Klein and Rochelle Tamarua running the sidelines, adjudicating on those forward passes. Ethan is the son of Ashley Klein, who's in the bunker for the men's grand final coming up.
Yeah, I think he's on that eastern touchline, isn't he?
That's right.
Yeah.
Robinson trying to take on about 5 tacklers and produce a try.
I wish he was looking for people to palm.
Nuasala.
Interchange, Lenadusi off. Shalom Sawaso back on.
Brill. Markers weren't there. Sensed an opportunity. Where's their game breaker? Tamika Upton when the Broncos need a try. She's trying to organise her attack on the open side here.
She'll want to get off the back of a Sawaso run.
Broughton. Important legs tackle made by Davis. On the last, they go to a front rower. Does she know it's the last? Don't think so.
Well, that's poor from the Brisbane Broncos. Ali Brigginshaw needed to be really loud and clear there. Gail Broughton obviously was tackled the play beforehand, but they've got both Tamika Upton and Ali Brigginshaw, who are both very confident fifth tackle kickers. They needed to get that one right.
Brill really needed to be on the money there. That was Destiny Brill's call to actually get it to the right person there. See if their defence can really hem the Roosters in, though. Try and minimise their field position.
It's a big crowd to play in front of. Must be 50,000 in here watching the drama unfold. Closing stages of the NRLW Grand Final. And don't forget, Rory McIlroy is coming to play the Australian Open this year. You'll see it all on Nine's Widewater Sports in late November. 1-on-1 tackle made in the end on Isabel Kelly. Will she be lifting the silverware again in about 20 minutes' time? From side to side they go. And it stops in the hands of Kelleher.
Well, she learned the lesson from the last one there, just tucked it under the wing, but she's the main kicker. Now Parker's going to have to come up with one.
The lefty. Got it away in the end, and Upton rose early. Good chase by Mia Wood, doing the little things right out on the right wing.
Well, it might not have been pretty off boot, but geez, they got a good result. Good chase.
You're never quite sure what foot she is, Bridie Parker.
I know, ambidextrous.
Oh, this is light stepping by Broughton. Tried to link with Upton, who was looming off the left shoulder.
Yeah, great job at containing the footy there. I still think that's their most dangerous combination, Gail Broughton to Tamika Upton.
No markers again here. Brill finds Brigginshaw. Upton up the middle. Had teammates to worry about, but Brigginshaw just strolls through. And knocked down by the Roosters. This will be more ball coming up for the Broncos, and they need it right now, trailing by a converted try still.
Well, they had to play at that football. Ali Brigginshaw with the show and go, turning back the clock, just found space right back through the ruck, and it was a last-ditch effort through the middle here. You just see her looking for help. Corbin Baxter plays at the football. Oh. Midfield scrum again. They scored off this last time they had a midfield scrum, the Broncos. Where is Upton? She's on the left, first receiver. Same setup.
And they fire it that way. Funga back against the grain, and Strange wraps her up.
Yeah, good line speed and desperation from the Roosters to shut that down.
Nuasala takes them back inside the Westpac red zone with purpose. Momentum gained by the Broncos. Joseph. One more pass on the outside. It might still be on here. Brigginshaw demanding it. The Roosters have regrouped. Sawaso saw something brewing and scores. The 18-year-old in a grand final in her first year in the NRLW is a try scorer.
Well, as soon as she came on, she had a run out to the right. She got in the way of Keely Joseph. And then on this one, I was actually looking for her as a lead-up runner for Tamika Upton to play off the back of it. But on the Harvey Norman replay, this high shot is perfect. You can see the Roosters defence absolutely scrambling on that left edge. Space opens up. They get interested with all the numbers out wide. And Shalom Sawaso just says, give it to me. I'm going to put my head down and I'm going to score here. And the Rookie of the Year comes up with potentially the Play of the Year.
Well, it's even better that she scored and they didn't have to go to that edge, because it's a slightly more encouraging kick to be able to get between the sticks. What a play. She's been incredible right throughout the season, but turning up in big moments. Ali Brigginshaw, she had that right edge ready to go for that shift, but Shalom Suaso has been an absolute superstar. And Romy Teitzel, well, this is crucial.
Well, this is pressure. Going at 64% throughout the year. Teitzel misses by a big margin, and the Roosters remain in front. Lockie?
Yeah, that wasn't an easy kick, especially with the pressure. I know it's close to the post, but it's not easy. Anyway, they're 2 points behind the Broncos. They got some momentum. They'll get some energy off the back of that try. And the Roosters, so you can see them walking back slowly right now. They just regrouped in the in goal there. I'm sure they've got a plan, but the energy from the Broncos right now, it'll be evident.
And think back to the round 3 meeting between these two. It was 5 tries apiece. Goal kicking was the difference maker. Kelleher has been outstanding today, 2 from the sideline. It could be the difference again, but there's plenty of time. 8.5 to go.
Stay on side here. Easy.
Yeah, lots of football still to happen, and we've seen what's happened in this second half. Such a turnaround from the Tricolours, and the Broncos fighting their way back. One thing's for certain, you don't want to switch the TV off.
And the countdown is on to the NRL Grand Final as well, as you saw. Teddy swims to belt out a few songs as well in the pre-game, all after the news at 6:30 on 9. Only place you can watch the NRL Grand Final live. Broughton, runners in motion, throwing dummies as well. And Surge had backup from Kelleher. Comes back for a second crack, Jess. Oh, strong defence at this stage of the game, able to dig deep into the energy reserves is Davis.
She got up and under on Davis, Davis did on Joseph. It was incredible.
Pass out in front of Brigginshaw, and they read that inside ball to Clark, who went nowhere. So not a whole lot of joy in this set with ball in hand. Broughton forced into a kick. Baxter in that fullback role. That's proved an inspired decision by coach John Strange. Parker playing in the halves. She's been among the try scorers in the second half comeback. If you joined us late, the Broncos led 12-0 at the break. Roosters scored 18 points unanswered as they look for a 19-game winning streak. Oh, Clark on Fressard, happy to hunt for gaps in amongst the bigger players. Carlisle. Clark goes again defensively. One of 3 tackles to stop Macy. Almost flopped in second time around there, Clark, given the all clear. Oh, that pass looked forward. Touchy say it's okay. Kelleher finds some space in behind. Johnson backed off. Confident she'd get the second bounce. And what a decision that was from Kerry Johnson. Tries to bust them then.
Well, you have a think about how the Roosters put their points on. They brought that fatigue into the game, their offloads. They targeted Mele Hufanga out on that left edge. And that last set was very one-off. The Brisbane Broncos, they know they need to score some points. So the mindset of these two teams when they're attacking is going to be very interesting. Look at them go.
Brigginshaw. He's waited 5 years to play on Grand Final day. The Roosters defend with 12, Roo.
Yeah, Rimmer Butler is down in back play, and Melo Hufanga is just scheming around the middle.
2 more plays left in this set. Upton slices them.
Oh, tackle. Is that Keely Davis again?
Yeah.
Brill. Brigginshaw. They want the kick out wide. Finds space. Who wants the footy? What about that from Baxter?
It was a lovely kick from Ali Brigginshaw as well. There's a few people on the deck at the moment, all sorts of strife. Isabel Kelly looks like she's in a lot of pain.
Well, Rimmer Butler's face as well. She's with the trainer in backfield.
My goodness.
Just watching here, this is head collision there. Friendly fire. And Isabel Kelly is gripping an ankle in the in goal as well.
That's a classy kick.
How brave is that from Baxter as well, though?
Well, she has been all game, hasn't she? Under the high balls, putting her body on the line in that instance. Had to. This is awful.
Well, they're marching Rima Butler back into position. Surely she's an HIA candidate and should be leaving the field right now.
I'm sure the independent doctor will have something to say about it. And look, Keely Davis as well, that eye is really blown up after a big set of defence by Keely Davis. And also Isabel Kelly. They're in the wars here, the Roosters.
Well, are they going to call upon Jade Hurtigan for her first minutes in the NRLW? Potentially. She looms as an interchange. She got the experience of Burton.
Couple of golf balls floating around out there. Mostly on the melons of the Roosters players.
Make those winning photos all the more memorable if the Roosters can get this done. They have put their bodies on the line throughout the contest. It's been a next player up mentality for John Strange's side with some superstars going down. Gee whiz, Rima Butler. Can she play on with that?
Well, she can at least see out of it. Keely Davis, the one on her eyebrow, it's almost closing her eye. But this is really heavy collision with Rima Butler and Olivia Koenig. But also the genuine concern, because the player who is still down is Isabel Kelly. Yeah, Rima, yeah, you're coming off Rima.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that second replay confirmed her fate.
Let's go.
Or did it? Rima Butler staying out there, ignoring the request to leave the field.
None of this surprises me. Isabel Kelly just gets her ankle strapped so it can't move.
Come on.
Keely Davis.
Stay on.
Kelleher's a good kicker. She's punched it long, kept the hands out of it, did Upton. Almost got to halfway. So Arso, pretty good option to give it to her. Her try has given them hope.
Look at that tackle. Isabel Kelly, what ankle?
Joseph trying to put some footwork on. Remember, she played for the Roosters in the 2021 Grand Final before heading back to Queensland. Broughton, Upton. Not quite in sync with those outside of her.
Well, Jasmine Strange is claiming she was taken out by an attacking runner there.
Clark. Some kind of performance taken down one-on-one by Carlisle. They're knocking on the door. A try would put them back in front. Hufanga. She started it, and now she might have finished it. Is she held up? No, the try's going to be given. Melee Hufanga, a grand final hero for the Brisbane Broncos.
Oh, what about those scenes for the Brisbane Broncos? They've packed out the crowd. And a trademark angled run from Melee Hufanga. They were always going to play a fair bit of footy when they had the chance, the Brisbane Broncos, and that left edge Harvey Norman replay has been so damaging. But no surprise, it's Gail Broughton who teed it up. Back on the angle, Melee Hufanga, did she get it? This will show us.
Yeah, she has to fight for it, I reckon.
Yeah, Corbin Baxter did well. The support's coming in.
What's Koenig? Oh, that's a yawning gap. That's up there. It's up, it's up, it's up, it's up.
And now she
up.
fights.
It's
and now she fights.
It's up. There's
and the hand is under.
It's up.
But the try was given, and that could be all important, as the bunker got conclusive evidence to take it away.
Yeah, her hands, there's hands under it. So this is going to be a really interesting call by the bunker. We can see Belinda Sharp is very close to the kick. She'll be just getting Brianna Clark to wait. I think this is great defence.
Oh, it touches there, does it?
Does it? On the close angle, it didn't look like it touched.
It's Jack Howarth all over again.
There's hands under it. Give us the tight shot.
Melbourne Storm fans tuning in on Grand Final day. She obscures any touch. Try confirmed. Oh, we've got another Howarth moment 12 months on. This time the try stands. 12 months ago it was taken away in the NRL Grand Final. Oh boy. Oh wow. 4.5 to go. Clock ticking here. Change of goal kicker. Bree Clark, the front rower. Broncos lead by 4. It's the grand final that's capturing the nation. Grand final specialists. The Melbourne Storm taking on the excitement machine. The Broncos. Don't miss every single moment of tonight's big dance. Exclusive, live and free from 6:30 p.m. right here on 9 and streaming on 9 Now. Reece Walsh, inspirational for the Broncos as they overcame the Panthers last week in the prelim. The finals have been absolutely spectacular, and the grand final of the NRL promises so much. He's going to have a job living up to this one, though.
4 minutes is a long time in rugby league.
So you go long here?
How good is this? What a cracking...
No, they'll try the short one. Kelleher to Robinson's side, knocked back and tidied up. They'd worked on that, hadn't they? That's clever play. And how did the Broncos play it, protecting a 4-point lead?
They won't protect it. They'll keep playing the Broncos.
Just get the ball to Mello. Just see what she does.
Gee whiz, Scott Prince had to stick that, didn't he? Considering Hufanga was under enormous pressure defensively, but he knew she was the weapon in attack. And he kept her out there, and she has delivered for him in the closing minutes. Inside Roosters territory. Broughton heading Melee's way again. Hufanga gets the pass away. Johnson, Kerry Johnson. Oh, what about that from Baxter?
Again.
Incredible performance from the veteran in the fullback role.
She's been amazing, Corbin Baxter.
They don't want to give away a 7-tackle set here, so it's a conservative-looking kick that the Roosters tidy up.
What about the pickup? Rimmer Butler, with that giant egg on her cheek there, still managed to pick that up cleanly, see the ball well. But Corbin Baxter, she has come up with some huge plays today for the Tricolours.
Well, the pass hits the deck, but look who's there again to tidy up. The former captain, the mother of two. Corbin Baxter, a wonderful pre-game feature on Lions Wild Water Sports today against Corbs. About Corbs and her boys, Carter and Bowden. Husband, Matty. Oh, look out! Gee whiz, seen that penalised before. Almost past the horizontal, but Kurtic gets straight back up as Kelleher kicks across her body. And she's on the ground now. Sazolka, nice first contribution.
Well, have a look at where they get to start their set from. They're creeping up to that 40-metre line, the Brisbane Broncos. They did a great job at containing the Sydney Roosters, who look gassed. This next set of 6 when they get the footy.
They took Maddock off to bring Sazolka on with fresh legs on the right wing. And now they're less than 2 minutes away from ending their 5-year premiership drought. Suaso, brilliant off the bench again. Wasn't that long ago she was in a Wallaroos squad. I wonder what rep honours await with the Pac champs around the corner. Clark. Now, what do they do at the end of this set? We saw Upton's little grubber on the previous one. Brigginshaw takes control. Upton through the hands. Teitzel. And what about the contact from Parker defending in the halves?
Yeah, she got right up in the face of Teitzel, and this is a great position to turn the ball around with 1:15 left. The Roosters have to travel 95 metres if they want to try and make a dent in this lead, potentially go even.
Fressard looks for a quick play the ball, and it was reasonably quick. Surgis gets it to the outside, and jamming in from a defensive wing position was Broughton. Can their team hold on? So much encouragement coming from the sidelines. Can the Roosters get down the other end? One try the difference between these two. Well, that's almost too quick from Brill, but it's play on. Crossfield kick, Brigginshaw calls her name and comes down with it. Ali Brigginshaw has waited for this grand final occasion for 5 years, and she might have earned a penalty here.
That's a big play from the veteran. She put her body on the line.
One with Ali.
And she read it perfectly. Saw Jocelyn Kelleher about to put it up. Look at her feet. They keep moving, they keep moving. And just did enough. Up against another veteran in Corbin Baxter. That's a huge play from Ali Brigginshaw.
On report for this is Nasio. So the likes of Kelly and Surgis will be hunting a one-on-one strip. It's the Roosters' only hope now. They don't bother with the touch finder because that was another potential backfire job for the Broncos. 2 more plays. Oh, Brigginshaw has to go off due to an HIA, and Reema Butler is still defending. Work that one out. On comes Ferguson. The Broncos fans have come in big numbers and they are about to roar at a call. Surges hunting that strip. Needed teammates to drop off. And Clark to play it. Celebrations begin. Countdown is over. The Broncos are back on top of the Rugby League world. Oh, we don't need this. Flashpoints after full time. As tempers flare. It's 13th game unlucky for the Roosters in their magnificent season. But the Broncos are NRLW premiers for the 4th time as they end a 5-year title drought in style.
What an incredible game of rugby league from both clubs. It was a fast start from the Brisbane Broncos. The Roosters well and truly hit back. But the 2025 premiers, the Brisbane Broncos, they came home strong, and what a healthy crowd from their state to be there to enjoy it.
It's going to blow full time.
Well, we still haven't heard the full-time whistle, and there it is. It's officially over, and the Broncos, they're back on top. And I'll tell you what was a little concerning with that little bit of a melee that broke out. There were players on the field and people on the field who actually weren't playing. So there's going to be a lot to look at by the MRC after this, but let's not take the shine off this victory by this brave Broncos outfit who fought back after the Roosters overcame them in the second half. That was some kind of a grand final.
Tamika Upton, 5-0 in grand finals. They fell behind in that second half, but found something late. Sawaso's try so important. And then Mele Hufunga, right in contention for a Karen Murphy medal, scored what proved the winning try. Full time in the grand final, one of the best ever. The Broncos 22, the Roosters 18. JT, down to you.